Hello and welcome back to another episode of the WhizzbangBAM podcast. I'm your host, Brad Goodall. Today, we have singer-songwriter, lovely person overall, recording artist, Abby Hamilton. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you today? How's it feel?
I'm good. I'm like a little nervous. But
It's a little nerve-wracking to be in front of 3 cameras.
yeah.
And it's nerve-wracking to host a podcast. It must be a little nerve-wracking
sure.
to be a guest on a podcast. But this is chill. We're chilling out. It's all
Yeah.
good. Tell me a little bit about where you're at on your music right now. Are you writing? You recording? Do you make your demos at home? Where are you at in your process? What are you feeling?
Yeah, so I just finished a record.
Ooh,
Like-
LP? Full LP?
Full LP
Good
for
for
the
you.
first time.
Good for you.
Got the masters back yesterday. So
Oh, what a day that was.
I was in my car all day like I don't know, just critical brain.
Tell me
going
about
through
it. So you already have masters, which is the final point. There is no
Yeah.
turning back now because
Yeah.
no one can afford to have something remixed once it's already mastered.
Yes.
Do you go through the thing where it's like you're probably questioning decisions that were made probably 8 months ago?
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I feel like you can it's like either unhealthy or healthy. That's the mental state approach. Like if I'm feeling a little insecure with it, I feel like I'm super critical about decisions I probably should have made day one.
Right.
And then if I do like a 3-day break and then listen to it again, I'm like, it's fine. you know what I
if
mean?
you don't listen to your own music for months and come
Yeah.
back to it, like, especially if you listen to it passively, turn your music on and then like go do the dishes, you'll be
Yes.
like, this sounds like music.
Yeah, exactly.
It just sounds like music. But if you do the headphone thing, like, oh, why did I put that tambourine on that bridge? That
Exactly.
was so dumb. What kind of decisions are you sweating right now? Instrumental, vocal, lyrical?
Honestly, vocal. Very
Vocal.
vain, but it's vocal. The instrumentation I love.
Love.
I got to work with Dwayne Lundy
Okay.
here in Lexington, and
Okay.
he and this guy Justin Craig, who co-produced it,
Okay.
they killed it.
They
The
feel
soundscape is like,
they killed it.
yeah.
So you're confident. Okay, so you're only
It's me.
you're only examining yourself. Okay, well
Yeah,
then
sure.
that's the kind of thing you deal with as a writer and especially a singer. I am not a singer, so it's like when I listen back to the stuff, it's just I just try to get it in pitch.
Yeah.
Am I in pitch? Can you
Yeah.
tell what I'm saying? I'll just call it a day. But you are a much better singer than I. You're a fabulous singer,
Thank
incredible
you.
singer, and your EP, it's on here. Afraid of the Dark.
Yes.
There is some great songwriting on there and some great vocal performances.
Thank you.
How did that come about?
I so after college my family has a farm up in Prestonsburg.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like the very dramatic kind of Justin Vernon, like I'm going to go to the woods.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be a songwriter. So I went for like 8 months and that EP kind of came out of it. And I met Dwayne Lundy, who I just worked with. I worked with that project as well.
Right.
Met him at the Green Lantern one night and I was like, I love this guy. I love his vibe. I want to hang out. We ended up making the record in like 3 months and
Yeah.
4 songs, so I guess not really a record, an EP.
No, you can call it a record.
I feel like record's pretty general, so it could apply.
Is it a recording? Because the word record is just recording without the ing.
Exactly.
So it's a recording. It's a record.
All right, so the record, Afraid of the Dark. Yeah, so we made that in like 3 months, and I sat on it from probably about September to May of 2020. Then we put it out.
So you sat on it for how many months is that?
Oh God.
It was fully mastered. Don't count the months. What I mean is I've talked to people about this before where it's like that people don't realize you'll have an album mastered and then the process of having something completely done and on a hard drive to it existing on Spotify or iTunes or on an LP is like sometimes a full year.
Yeah,
Sometimes it takes a year to figure out how are we going to release this? Who's going to release it? How do I want to roll it out? What videos do I want to make? It's such a long process, but if you just got your masters back, I'm curious as to like, I wonder how long it's going to take you to take masters that you got yesterday.
Yeah.
And to be
How
an
long now?
I'll give it
What's your bet?
4 months.
4 months.
You'll have
Okay.
You'll have a single out in 4 months.
All right, heard.
Well, I don't know. It's summer's coming up. People love new music in the summertime.
I know it's a special energy to catch. It's like as a music maker, you're like,
that summer.
Should I put out a song
I need
June
that
1st?
Right. You need that thing like Memorial Day. It's like I need a single Memorial Day.
Totally.
What's the vibe of the new record? Is it does it sound like summer, or does it sound like Justin Vernon up in the woods?
I think it sounds like summer.
Cool.
But I don't totally want to go on record throwing a season on it. But
yeah, your streams just completely diminished.
we put it out in December and they're like, no.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Did you produce it with the same team that produced the EP or what?
Yes. Yeah. We actually added a dude named Justin Craig. He lives in Brooklyn. So in the COVID world, it was cool because
right.
he actually co-produced the record from his apartment in Brooklyn with us.
How do you co-produce a record remotely? How does that work?
Lots of bouncing files at the end of the
God.
session.
Don't
Yeah.
get me started.
It was
so
wild.
You would finish a recording session, print a rough mix, send it to him, and he would have thoughts, or he would have parts, or what?
Yeah, so he's he's a multi-instrumentalist and super talented dude. He sang actually most of the background vocals on the record itself too. So he was like my arrangements right hand. So I would bring the songs to him. Mm-hmm. Bring the ideas and go like, I think the keys should do this. I would love the electric guitar did this. And he would like chart it for me like a fake, he'd like build it in his own system.
And on paper or like with MIDI instruments?
With MIDI instruments or with his own playing. Okay. And then he'd kind of send those like back to us. And then we would, kind of discuss it and then we'd track.
Okay.
So that was kind of the relationship back and forth.
He would give you a sample of a part he thinks is happening. You would okay it and then flourish it out with a real instrument or however you wanted to do it.
Yeah, and then he ended up playing a lot of his idea parts stayed on the record.
Just the MIDI parts?
Yeah, because I was like,
that.
it's so good. He's such a talented guy, so
that's great.
It was awesome.
Yeah, the ability to I got exposed to some like really remote like back and forth with just hiring people to play on my album, and it's an interesting experience because you just give it to them and you're like, I hope this works
play
out.
Your part.
play your part. I didn't even really give people parts sometimes. You'll be like, this is kind of it. I hope this works out. If it doesn't, I'll probably just leave your part in it anyway because it's certainly better than whatever I could do, especially when it comes to instruments I don't play, like guitar and drums. But do you produce your own like demos? Do you make the demos on GarageBand or do you anything like that?
No, so just voice memos.
Really?
So my brother, I play with my brother.
Taylor Swift vibes. That's all she does.
Yeah. My brother is a phenomenal guitar player and producer in his own right. So a lot of the times I'll go record with him in his home studio.
Help you flesh those out. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about making music in like the internet space? Are you involved in like TikTok snippets or performing songs like just on the internet, like in that kind of space? Because I'll go on Instagram and just record stories if I found a part that I think is interesting, and it won't even be a song that's ever even going to come out. But how do you feel about like teasing ideas or like making the internet a part of like your creative process?
Yeah, I love it.
You love it?
I love it. Yeah. I don't have don't go look up my TikTok because I think it's got like 6 followers, but I love TikTok. I consume it. So I don't know. I feel like it's a very integral part of the landscape now, So I hope it's a massive part of what I do. You know?
Especially once your album starts coming out, you can really start employing TikTok in a promotional way.
Sure.
I think there are people in the internet space on apps like TikTok that kind of make music exclusively for TikTok.
Yeah.
Like they make 1-minute snippets every day or maybe every couple of days, and that's all they do. Don't you feel like as a songwriter that is like a different career?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's hard because I feel like a lot of platforms like TikTok compared to Instagram, it's like what I see a lot is people just being themselves. Mm-hmm. Primarily, it's a very personality-based thing, even if you're making music on there too.
Right.
Whereas Instagram, I feel a little more pressure to like kind of show something or like actually have a song up. You know what I mean?
Instagram is so serious. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I won't post on Instagram unless it's like I have to either adopt a new pet, buy a car, graduate college.
I
don't feel comfortable posting on Instagram unless it's I deleted everything from my Instagram and was like, you guys can find me when I'm doing stuff, because I'm not gonna post little day-to-day snippets anymore.
Yeah.
It feels so high pressure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have treated Instagram like I feel like most people treat TikTok, where I'm just trying to be the most like transparent version. But that's a new shift. That was like when we first, I feel like, all had Instagram. It's like, here's me modeling with the food that I bought at this super expensive restaurant. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's all just kind of a construct, and you got to be the most yourself if you want to actually connect and find good things on it, you know?
It sounds like you have it figured out, because, I mean, I just have so much anxiety in general about social media at this point. But I do love to share the snippets, and I know you share, I'm assuming you share songs that are, do you ever share songs that are not finished on Instagram just because you're excited about this bridge you wrote?
Yeah, totally.
Or like this, I don't know, just some lyrics you came up with and you just like, I need to be validated right now.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, I definitely will, if I'm like I just recently posted like here's a late night working idea of a song that I was working on.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, you have to be careful, because it's like, I don't want to put that into the world because I want the gratification, you know what I mean? But it's like, I want to share this experience that I'm having with what I'm creating. And if people also experience like good things with what I'm making, that's what I want to continue to like foster and grow with an audience, you know, is that vulnerability.
And people who are your fans are really going to enjoy being a part of that process.
Yeah.
So
totally.
It's really about just you're doing the snippets, and posting your process is really just about the fans. Because, I mean, there might be people who follow you or follow me. It's just like they're not engaged in any of that creative process stuff. But you kind of have to do that as a burgeoning writer, songwriter, performer. There's no way around it. You have to share your process at least a little bit.
Yeah, and like what you're talking about of like sitting on a master's for 9 months. It's
how
like you want to bring people into that, like, that experience, all the levels of the times of like what you're
going to have a hard time not sharing snippets of those masters.
Oh my gosh. Already I'm like, I have the album. Do you want to hear it?
Send me your email.
And everybody's like, okay.
I actually did that. I had a couple of people be like, let me, they would just, the messages would be so emotional about like, can I just hear something that you've been working on, please? And I would email them masters.
Nice.
So if you do want to share people, if they feel, because they'll really give it to you. They're like, I need to hear the thing.
Yeah.
Email it to them. But don't tell people on a podcast you're going to email it to them. Just cut all this. Don't tell anybody you're going to email them. Okay, I just ruined your career.
Yeah, did I just leak my own album, or did you?
Yeah, you're going to leak your album, and you won't be able to give it to a label because some guy you met on a podcast told you to do so. I just ruined Abby Hamilton's career. I'm very sorry. Thanks for stopping by. This is
LimeWire comes back.
LimeWire? No. This is all my fault. Don't blame LimeWire. This is Brad Goodall's fault. Thank you so much for stopping by, Abby. It was great to hang out with you, and I'm excited to hear those masters.
Thank you.